Riku's blindfold in the Kingdom Hearts series isn't just there to look cool, though let's be honest, it does. It actually says a lot about where he's at emotionally and mentally during some of the darkest points in the story. We first see Riku wear the blindfold during 358 over 2 days, and he keeps it on through much of Kingdom Hearts 2. But he doesn't just wear it to be edgy. He's wearing it because he's literally hiding from himself, from the darkness inside him, and from the truth of what he's become. After taking in the power of Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, to protect his friends, Riku ends up constantly on the edge of losing himself. The blindfold is a sort of way of resisting the transformation. So in other words, he wears it so his eyes couldn't lie. That's kinda heavy. He's afraid of what he'll see in the mirror and afraid of what others might see too. On a symbolic level, the blindfold hits even harder. It's a classic image across myth and literature. Blindfolds can represent all kinds of things. Denial, lack of clarity, emotional confusion. They block out the world, sure, but they also block inward vision. You're disconnected from what's around you, but also parts of yourself. In some philosophies, wearing a blindfold means you're in a kind of stasis, a lesser state of awareness. But taking it off, that's a sign of growth, rebirth. You've learned something, you've changed. And that's exactly what happened with Riku. By covering his eyes, he's saying, oh shit, I'm not ready to face this yet. I'm not ready to accept who I am. He doesn't trust himself, not in his powers, not in his choices, not even his own body. The blindfold is almost like a punishment, but it's also protection. Without it, the darkness might fully take over, and he could lose his identity, his Riku, completely. So yeah, the blindfold's doing a lot of emotional heavy lifting. But here's the thing, Riku doesn't stay like that. He doesn't wear the blindfold forever. The moment he takes it off, that's not just about sight, that's about insight. He comes to terms with the fact that the darkness is a part of him, but it doesn't define him. He realizes he doesn't have to fight it blindly or be ashamed of it anymore. He can walk in both light and shadow and still be himself. In a weird way, I think the blindfold helps him feel more. He gives up sight to better understand the people around him, to feel things through his heart instead of his eyes. And when he finally stops hiding, it's because he's grown. He's stronger, wiser, and finally okay with all parts of himself. So in the end, Riku's blindfold isn't just a visual gimmick or some anime fashion statement. It's a reflection of his journey. It shows us his guilt, his fear, his growth, and ultimately his acceptance. It's a symbol of how sometimes the path to clarity starts in darkness, and how you can't really see the light until you're brave enough to take the blindfold off.